Hi everyone, thank you for joining us on this Friday afternoon. We kept the best for last, of course. That's why we're here today to discuss the change management. But we are not discussing the change management like the boring side of it, the theoretical aspect. No, today we're going to speak really about how you manage when you want to switch an ERP in a company, obviously to switch on Odoo. And to do so, I'm joined today by Thomas Blake, the CEO of PluO. Please give him a warm welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Thomas, I know you've got a lot of experience with the audio experience. Could you maybe share a bit about it?
Yeah, well, first, thank you for welcoming me here. Thank you to the audience for being here on the Friday afternoon. Yeah, so I'm the CEO of PluO, and PluO is a company that's active in the stand building industry, and also we do interiors in different types of spaces such as pharmacies and offices. And yeah, we've had the chance to be the partner of Odoo for now more than 7 years.
I think we've got a beautiful slide to show
We've
this.
got a beautiful slide to show that. For more than 8 years now, building all the infrastructure and all the stands. Philip, who is the leader of the project, is here in the audience. Yeah, it's been quite an adventure. You can see here on the picture how it looked like when it used to be in a Louvain-la-Neuve in the Aula Magna. So it's very exciting to see Odoo grow, and we were very lucky to be able to grow together with Odoo.
Nice. Could you tell us a bit more about PluO? Because I think you've got a kind of specific management style. Could you elaborate a bit about it?
Yeah, so well, at PluO we are around 65 people. We have a turnover of around 15 million euro. We are based here in Wavre, in Belgium. And so when I talked about well, space creation, we do almost everything in-house. So we have the sales, the project management teams, the design. We also have a carpentry workshop, the logistics. So it's quite a complete set of services that we offer. A lot of things to implement in Odoo as well, but we'll talk about that later. Well, yeah, I think one of the specifics of our company, or at least something we try to do, is to have a company where people feel responsible, feel trusted, and have the autonomy to act on well, their day-to-day job. So we do different things in terms of organization. So we have teams that elect their manager. So every year we have elections without candidates, where the team can elect its manager. The manager is represented in our management committee. So we have different types of profiles in our management committee with workers, with employees, to have a really representative set of the company and be able to take decisions that are as efficient and valid as possible. We do our meetings in sociocracy, so we have people animating the meetings, giving the word, doing rounds of clarifications, of decision, to make sure that when we have all the people gathered in the room, everybody has its word, and we take the most efficient decision for the company. And yeah, all this to drive a certain sense of ownership and initiative. It's work in progress. It's never perfect. When you do something, there's something else that goes wrong, but we're progressing together.
Well, that's innovative. That's something new. So we know that we understood that the human is really at the center at PluO. So when it comes to change management and implementing a new ERP, I think you create a specific team in order to lead that project. Could you tell us a bit more?
Yeah. So well, from the start, I mean, we've had the sad experience of failing an ERP previously. We were on Accepta on Microsoft, and then we tried to change for another company, and we failed quite miserably, I have to say. And so we really wanted to do things better when we went for Odoo. First, I think the whole proposal of Odoo with the ROI study and the dedicated team gave us a much more secure environment to do the project. But then on our side, we wanted to make sure that we did our part of the job. And so from the start, we decided to have a team with 2 leads, a product owner, Pierre, who is also in the audience, what an audience, and who is the lead for the implementation, who checked all the specs, made sure that he was a single point of contact with Odoo on all the technical and more business questions. But we also decided to have an adoption manager,
Okay.
who is Lisa, who led more the people side of it, making sure that we were able to track how people evolved, that we were explaining things the right way for everybody involved in the project, and make sure that the tool, as good as it is used by everybody and in the right way.
Cool. In terms of concrete tasks that they have to manage,
Yeah.
could you elaborate a bit more regarding the role of Pierre and Lisa?
Yeah, so I mean, Pierre was the lead of the project. He was our single point of contact. He worked a lot with the Odoo team, and we were very happy with the team we had here: Mathieu, Nico, Julien, you. It was really a great collaboration together with you guys. And so he was in charge of identifying all the requirements of the business, linking it with Odoo, simplifying a lot. So we were quite challenged by your teams to make sure that our complex processes would fit into the tool as much as possible. And he was really the interface between Odoo and our teams to make sure that we had the right tool, the right processes, and something that fit our business needs. Lisa was really focused on the people side.
All right.
So she really created a roadmap. We're going to look at it person per person to see how the knowledge and the use of Odoo was adopted within the company, and she set all the right routines as well at the individual level, at the team level, at the company level, raising red flags when teams or people were not following the way we expected them to, so that in the end we could get at a good adoption and a good usage of Odoo in the company.
Nice. In terms of strategy to implement ERP, what did you use? I think there is something related with the pirates.
Yeah, I don't know if the pirates was the thing, but at least sailing. You added the pirate image.
That's true.
But it's a good one. We like simple stuffs. We like metaphors in our company, and sailing looked like a good metaphor. We're setting, I don't know if the cruise is the right word, but on an adventure when we start an ERP, and so we like the metaphor of sailing to and getting to a certain destination to represent the implementation of Odoo. And so we created different stages related to sailing to kind of categorize the people in their adoption of Odoo. So we have a next departure, so people who are ready to leave but haven't started yet because their phase has not started. So these are people that were parked kind of before starting. The reluctant travelers, so people who should be on board but are not yet willing to go on board. Lost at sea, so they're on the boat, but they're kind of a bit lost. They're sailing, but they don't really know where they go, and they probably don't enjoy the sail and the ride so much. The ones that have land in sight, so they're close to getting there, but probably on an 80-20 basis, they're almost there, but it's not yet perfect. And we have the pioneers then who adopt the tool quite easily, are going in the right direction, and can help bring the other ones to the destination.
And so how do you manage the different kind of profile? I mean, do you have specific meetings to define, okay, this people is currently a reluctant traveler, but what are we going to do to switch that? How do you manage that?
Yeah, so we have weekly meetings where we discuss that. We discuss the evolution of the big processes, and then we go through the people side of it. We don't go through each person, so that's the role of the lead of the team to place the different cards and make the people evolve in our project management tool, which is in Odoo. We're going to show that. But then if we see that there are some trends or some very critical cases to address, then we discuss it in this leadership team.
Okay, and currently, where are your most of your employees? Are they all on board, or?
Yeah, I mean, everybody is at least sailing, but we still have some people lost at sea, land inside, and some pioneers. So we have some people everywhere. It takes time to adopt such a tool, and you really see the different types of profiles. People who have it very easy, other ones who whom you can explain 1, 2, 3 times, it doesn't go through, so we need to try different tactics. So we have quite a diverse set of profiles. We started in July, so and July and August is very calm in our company, so we are really using the tool since September, so we are really still in our match in the game but I mean, people are moving ahead. There's no strong resistance, so it's more a question of time of adoption and also getting used to living with the tool and all the cultural aspects that go with it.
And regarding the pioneers, I think they have a specific role inside of your company because they need to embrace the product, they need to embrace the change as well.
Yeah.
And what's really their role regarding the different kind of profiles? Did they try to bring them on board, or how do you see them?
Yeah, the good thing with pioneers is that it's really the example. You know, you have the key users who have either decided to be a key user or nominated as a key user. The pioneers are the people who use the tool more voluntarily. So you have kind of a natural willingness to use the tool, to test the tool, to progress. And so they have a great role of inspiration in the team because they can bring the rest of the team along with them. So they make a great duo with the key user, usually in their teams, to bring the people ahead.
All right. And so you manage the change management in your company.
Yeah.
You implement Odoo and you manage the change management within Odoo.
Yeah.
And that's really nice.
I agree. We use the project management tool to track the evolution of the different people in our company. So here you can see the different names of the people in the company, different labels to show how they feel about the tool. So are they positive? Are they negative? Where are they in terms of appropriation of the tool? And then also the phases they are working on, so we can select as well by phase. And so we use these different labels to track where the people are, how they are evolving. And we always use we take a kind of a pessimistic approach. So we always take the process in which they are the less comfortable to define the category they are in. And we used to have that in Excel. And this is much more visible, I have to say, than what we used to have.
And so you also got the reporting aspect of Odoo for every application. And so could you tell us a bit more regarding the different phases? Because as you can see here, we've got a lot of lost at sea for certain phase, and then it goes better. But how do you use this reporting aspect of the project tool?
Yeah, so I mean, the first thing is that we keep improving the report, so that's good. After every meeting, we say, okay, we like that, we'd like to see that, so we like the reactivity of that tool. Well, I mean, here, that's kind of what I said, but based on the labels, we can say, okay, who is negative about the tool, who is neutral about the tool, who is positive, who is really a great ambassador, a promoter of the tool, how ready are the people in the company, and then we can break down per team and per phase. We have the different phases where you can see the evolution of the different people. So yeah, it's in French, but
it's all right.
We can translate if needed. And then globally for the team also, where are we in terms of steps? We definitely see that we still have a lot of people lost at sea. Again, it's based on all the phases. So you can be good in 2 phases. If you're lost at sea in one of the phases, you're considered as lost at sea. So we only move the people of category when they're fully comfortable with all the elements they should be working on in Odoo. So it's also a bit more severe than what the actual situation is, but it helps us track and progress week by week.
Really nice. In terms of the team you set up, so you mentioned the product owner and the change manager. What are their investment in terms of time? Because of course, implementing an ERP might take some time. What's their investment per phase? I think it switched a bit during the process.
Yeah. Well, the process owner has worked quite a lot on the project in the last year. So for him, it was at least 3-4 days per week for a year, and he's still pretty busy. So his workload, even though it now starts to diminish, remains pretty big. It's more the implication of the adoption manager that grows with time. In the beginning, we're really into processes, so it's mostly the process owner that works on it. Then progressively, the people side of it, the adoption management side of it, grows quite fast, and I mean that's what you see there. And then most of the tasks are related to adoption management. What's key there is that they also work together, right? It's not a one-man show. You need adoption management to give feedback to the process manager on the quality of the process, of some resistance the people might be facing, and inversely, you can the process owner can also give a lot of feedback to the adoption manager. So they really made a strong duo, and I think thinking about the complementarity of the team that works on it is also an important element.
Yeah, so selecting the right team before starting the project is a big element of the success.
It is.
You did different thing internally to manage the change management. Could you maybe elaborate a bit what you did in groups and what you did with the specific individual? So you mentioned already the specific training, but for instance, what we did with the Labodoo, the fact that they come. Could you tell us a bit more? What was the impact for the workers on your company?
Yeah. So we had different moments to discuss the implementation of Odoo. Internally, we have weekly meetings by our key users. We have weekly meetings of the leadership team. We've had individual sessions with the people lost at sea or reluctant. So there's always a possibility of individual sessions. We have the steer co and the different sessions with the other team. So that's kind of more a routine that we have put in place. And then, I think we were one of the first companies to have the Labodoo.
You were the first one.
We were the first one to have the Labodoo in the company, which was great because all the workers who were about to get on board had the opportunity to test, to play with the different modules, and also grasping a bit better the complete aspect of an ERP, because they might only
usually they see only one app, and so with the Labodoo they had the opportunity to see the full flow.
Yeah, and I think then you can kind of start to feel the power of the tool and the potential of the tool, making connections between the different departments. So it was very useful, and it's a fun way to adopt
for us as
and
well.
to present the tool. We had stand-up meetings as well every week with the key users, 15 minutes, but just to feel how things were evolving. The specific cases, I talk about it. We built a training kit as well for the different people in the company to enable them to get more information on their processes. The steer co, I talked about it, the adoption manager who is involved in the steer co as well. So also with the meeting with you guys, we had the adoption manager, and then weekly feedback, mostly structured around the dashboard that we show you.
A lot of communication within the company, within the employee, that's the key.
Yeah, it's never enough, but communication is key.
So I think it's time for the conclusion already.
Yeah.
If you got, let's say, the most crucial point to succeed in implementing a new ERP.
Yeah, well, in our case, the first one was a very strong motivator, but I'm not sure I suggest it to other companies. But failing an ERP is a great way to build motivation for the next one, because we had the opportunity to see how painful it can be when the ERP and I mean the overall usage of the ERP is not at the level we expected. So I think there was a good level of motivation in the company to start with Odoo and to do things differently that we had done in the past. Preparation and team involvement is key. It's obvious, but it's the reality. The duo between the project manager and the adoption manager is powerful. We used Odoo project to track the evolution, and definitely we like the visibility with the Kanban and being able to follow teams and people individually. Simplicity, metaphors, try to bring fun, to bring simple concepts to a complicated project is something that can always help. And it's only the beginning, so I mean, you saw our dashboard, that's the real dashboard. We still have quite a lot of people to move to the right, so
you're on the right direction.
It's the start, but it's encouraging, and thanks again to all the team who worked on the project, and thanks to Pierre who did a lot of work as well on the project to make this a success.
Well, thank you very much for this wonderful talk. I didn't mention it at the beginning, but of course you can flash the QR code if you got any questions, and we'll be there to answer.
Thank you.
They're still typing.
I need to turn. Sorry.
The camera. Maybe one question from my side. Would you do it all over again? And would you recommend Odoo to other companies, knowing now after a year and a half of implementation?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not paid to say that, but yes, I would recommend Odoo to other companies. It's maybe a bit less technical than what we had before, but I would rather have a more simple, easy to use tool that still fulfills most of the needs and have everybody using it than a more complex ERP. And also in terms of value for money compared to other tools for our company, Odoo was a very interesting choice. So no regrets.
Perfect.
Yet.
What is the scope of the project? Could you tell maybe in applications or total? What was the total scope?
It's we used almost all the applications. So we're using sales, we're using project, we're using accounting, we're using logistics, manufacturing. Now the people part of it. So it's a very broad.
Everything.
Yeah.
So full scope basically for you.
Full
Nice.
scope.
No external tools anymore.
Less and less. And we see a strong power to integrate everything. I mean, on some elements we might still pick some very specialized applications, but the idea is to use Odoo more and more.
Okay. Do you think it's possible to have an individual follow-up in a bigger company?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, then you need to delegate a bit more and have a follow-up more at the team level. But I think the individual follow-up is what it needs to get to. I think that the level of the team is defined by the people who is the most behind, because it can quickly create bad habits, worst adoption. I think exemplarity is important in this kind of processes. So I actually think it's kind of a must-have.
And did you go for the project app directly, or did you consider choosing another app first for, I don't know, other project management tools?
We went for a project app directly. We do a lot of project management. Our work is to do projects. We have around 250 projects per year, and we like the integration with the rest. So we need the integration between the project, the accounting, the profitability of each project. So
and then not sales. Well, another app in Odoo, would you have started with sales or contacts or employees maybe prior to project? Now after the implementation, or still project would be the first app?
So the first app to implement. Do you mean the first app that we implemented?
Yeah.
We started with marketing. Then we went to CRM. And then we went to project. And then we had a big bunch of apps when we went to logistics, so warehousing, accounting, purchase, and then we started to use all these more constraining apps and more where the consequences are bigger because we're working on the outside.
Yeah, exactly. Did you have the same management strategy for the other ERP implementations? Maybe then more a question for you, I believe.
No, truly they are the pioneer, let's face it. They even come to present it, the methodology and how they were managing it. But that's definitely something that we should put more focus on, and we will definitely use the use case.
Okay. How do you manage a situation where the employees who are lost at sea, how do you cope with all these lost at sea employees, as you mentioned them often in the presentation?
Well, they are lost at sea, but they get closer to the arrival. So, they are not lost and they don't move.
They're not drowning.
They are not drowning. So as long as they move.
They're pedaling.
Yeah, they're still pedaling. They didn't give up. We didn't give them life jackets yet. No, they keep moving. Again, we always take the pessimistic approach. So if you're good on two phases but bad on one, or lost at sea in one, that's what you see in the report. Yeah. So for the moment, we were more looking at the overall trend. Okay. Well, it's moving, so it's about individual coaching, team coaching, follow-up, and also the other part, I think, and that's what we're now really paying a lot of attention to, is not becoming complacent, not getting used to, it's okay, we don't really do things. That's, I think, the big challenge, is even though we have a lot of people progressing, and that's okay, we cannot decrease our level of excellence.
Okay. And last question related to this is like, do the employees know their own status? Like, are they aware that they're lost at sea or not capable in managing in their own? Like, how do you
Very good question.
manage this?
No, they don't.
Okay.
They don't, but it's on project, it's open, people, they could,
They could if
They
they want
could
to.
if they want
just
to,
don't know.
but it's probably a good thing to communicate.
and then maybe start e-learnings internally, maybe
Yeah.
to help. And
Yeah,
then
nothing, and I think you don't want to be the one behind, so
Yeah.
it can also maybe create a good dynamic, so good
Okay.
idea, we'll probably communicate
Perfect.
about it.
Thank you so much for your talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.